Hello there and welcome. This is yours truly, Malik D. Shabazz-Sullivan, host of The Malik Show. I am so glad that you are back with us on tonight. I am joined live again, as you all previously for our premiere and our first show. We had the one and only Mr. Johnnie Steele, and we had an amazing tribute with Aretha and basically the founder, the creator, Mr. Johnnie Steele himself. We did a good interview with him. But tonight, and again, we are back for part two. We have them all, the Steele4Real band and show. To my right, we have the First Lady, one and only Miss Debbie Steele. Give them a little wave, Miss Debbie. All right. And we have Mr. Johnnie back with us, the founder, creator, Mr. Johnnie Steele. And sitting next to me is Mr. Toya Blake, the one and only. Before we start this interview, as we see, we're very fashionable on tonight. And let's get some shoe cam. Let's give us some shoe cam, y'all. So as we can see, we just got so much fashion going on this set. But Lady Debbie, if you don't mind telling us about your outfit and also your shoes for tonight.
Well, my outfit was given to me by my niece, Tanya.
Okay.
And she had lost some weight. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure whether she can fit in it or not, but she gave it to me. And also my shoes came from one of the seniors at my church. There's a lady at the church, her name is Mother Washington, and she loves Johnnie and I, so when it's our birthday or any special occasion, she comes with gifts. So the shoes are from Mother Washington.
All right, Mother Washington, thank you for blessing her with them shoes. All right, Mr. Johnnie, well, we previously have spoken with you on our first show, so tell us what we have now. I must say this, that blazer is rocking and them shoes, so tell us what's going on over here.
Just before I do that, I would like to let everybody know that there is one more member, and that's Shekinah Steele.
Yeah.
She was unable to make it tonight,
Mm-hmm.
so what really completes us is Debbie, Toya, myself, and Shekinah.
Okay.
So posthumously, we like to say, hey, Shekinah.
Yes, hey, Shekinah.
Shekinah.
Thank you.
I know that's your girl.
We miss you. We miss you, but like I say, we hope that you come on the next time.
Yes,
Definitely.
yes.
So what I have on is I call my newspaper jacket.
Newspaper.
Yeah, so you can read all about me. Doesn't really say anything about me. But I love black and white is my favorite color. So whenever somebody says black and white, I'm there. So this is my newspaper jacket. I love shiny shoes. I'm a patent leather man. My wife would tell you I've been buying patent leather since I was a young kid. So this is my black and white patent leather look.
Oh, black and patent leather.
Oh, and my Versace chain. I'm a Versace man.
Versace. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, y'all sitting next to me now, I think I made a new friend too. Because one thing about me, I love me some loafers and I love some shine. But I also like all black as well. Mr. Toya Blake, can you please tell us what you wearing on tonight?
Well, a black wool gabardine suit and a silk shirt and some sparkly loafers and a sparkly Parker Square.
I tell you, when you get finished with them, just ship them or give them, just bless them with me. I'll take real good care of them. But now that we got that out the way, yes, the Malik Show is the home of the fashion. So I tell them, just wear your best, and yes, tell them where you got it from. You can help some others out there that needs to get their look together as well. But on tonight, we have it all. The Johnnie Steele and the Steele4Real band and show. Now, as we previous show, we spoken with Mr. Johnnie, and towards the end, he was explaining on how he personally started the band and the show as far as membership. And tonight we have 2 out of the 3. Shekinah was unable to be here, so we have the First Lady and we have Mr. Blake here. Now, I want to start off. We already talked with Mr. Johnnie, but we will speak to him again before we go off tonight's show. Mr. Toya Blake, my question to you is, how and when did you meet Mr. Johnnie Steele?
Well, I met Mr. Johnnie Steele downtown at Cavalier's Men's Shop years ago when he was in gospel and I used to sell clothes. That store is out of business now, but it dressed half the city. And he was always looking for fashion. And then years later, he came to the church that I attend, and he was a great musician, and we needed somebody great like him. So we started singing together. It's just the way the Lord had it.
Okay. Now, here is what I want to ask. Now, this is a question personally I want to ask you. What do you have to say about young men in this generation? And what I mean by that is, you know, today's generation is terrible. And I'm just going to be up in front and say it is terrible. We are so into violence and shooting and hanging in the streets and all that kind of stuff. We gotta buy every tennis shoe that comes out. And I just want to say, what is the difference between you all's time versus the different in this time?
At my time, we were taught how to dress. It was a certain discipline that we kept. And the elders, the older brothers, they would dress up at least on Friday and Saturday. Men got up and they dressed right. They pulled their pants up. They had on nice shoes, nice belts, nice slacks, shirts. They didn't run around in their pants hanging down. You know?
Right. So do you have to say now that they don't have, for today's generation, no respect for themselves? They just...
Not all of them.
Not all, okay.
But a lot of them because they were taught by somebody that didn't know how to dress.
Okay. Now, my next question to you is, how and when did you get acquainted with Steele4Real band and show? What made you say, like, you know what, I am going to be a part of this great show. I'm going to be there for Johnnie anytime he needs me. And not only that, where do you do in the band as well?
Well, he was a musician at church. We sang together. It was like we knew what to do. I hung up my harp for a while, and I stopped singing. And then he was at this restaurant, The Porch, and I knew that he was getting ready to do something, so he invited me out. I came out. I brought my drums, and I picked my harp up, and we just did what we were supposed to do. I mean, I could sing with him. It was great. And it just evolved. It evolved just like that. And then Debbie, she came and we just knew what to do. It was like kids in the sandbox, you know.
Kids in the sandbox. I heard that. So can I say this relationship could think of maybe Smokey Robinson, Diana Ross, and Stevie Wonder?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And speaking of the old time legends, who's your favorite singer of all time?
One is, well, the Temptations. They were great. Okay. And they still are great. Okay. I like Aretha Franklin. I like the Emotions. I mean, I like so many. The Four Tops. The Delphonics. So everybody.
So let me ask this question though. Besides gospel, have you ever asked Mr. J? You ever asked Johnnie? So when are we gonna do an R&B sing?
Well, no, I never asked. It's going to evolve. You know, the gospel, Andre Crouch, all of them. I did everybody. Music, I love music.
I hear you.
You know, I grew up with music. My mother played guitar. My father played guitar. My brother plays guitar. Everybody sings.
Everybody sings. Ain't that something? Well, Mr. Toya, thank you. Transitioning on to the first lady, the one and only Lady Debbie Steele.
Thank you.
Now, Lady Debbie, before we start off with you, now here is my first question to you on tonight. Previous show, Mr. Johnnie said how he met you. So what was your impressions? And not only that, what did you think of marrying that soon one day you would just marry the one and only Johnnie Steele?
Well, I never knew he would be the one and only Johnnie Steele. But the question was, what did I think about marrying him?
What did you thought? Well, my question was, when y'all first saw each other, when he first walked up and say, "How you doing? My name is Johnnie." What was your impressions? And you know, did you think maybe one day you could possibly, you know, marry and all that?
No, no. When I first saw him, of course, it was in the church. I saw him and his family sing. They did an excellent job. I was there with a friend and filling in for someone. To this day, I have no idea who it was. But when I met him and he walked up to me, he said hello. I thought he was handsome, but I never thought that I would marry him, because really, when he did not skate with me, when he said he was going to skate with me, the next day he didn't skate. Then later on he said he was going to marry me. I wasn't paying him no mind. I'm like, nah, he think he too cute. I'm done with that. No.
Okay. Well, here's my next question. After y'all have gotten married and everything and children, I guess the next thing is, did you ever thought about being, let's talk about this singing voice.
Okay.
Because tonight, everybody, we are going to hear from the band and show, but also, God rest Whitney Houston. I want to hear this songbird right here, because I know she probably can touch Whitney. But my question is, how did you feel about when Mr. Johnnie had thought about starting the band? What did you think about it? And what was your, plans as far as being a part of it?
Well, when he started the band, he was a one-man band, and he did well by himself. My children were young, so I'm a mom, and I enjoy motherhood. So I had the chance to really stay home and be with my children while he handled business out in the business field. And one of the things that we discussed when I first married him, I told him I had to be at home to raise my own children. I didn't want them to be latchkey kids. I just have this thing about being a mother. And so we agreed, and he worked hard. He's an excellent provider. He has always provided for us, even to this day. And he gave me the opportunity to raise my children at home. And so he worked very hard. And Johnnie loves people, and he loves to entertain. I'm not an entertainer.
Very shy.
Yeah, I'm not an entertainer. I don't consider myself an entertainer. However, I love God, and my roots are the gospel. And so my father was a great gospel singer. I have always been around music. I've always loved music. Had no idea that my husband almost walks in the same footsteps of my father. So I was very familiar with being a mom at home. I watched my mother at home. So I had a chance to do what I love and gave him the chance to do what he loved. Once the children became grown, I had an opportunity to go and be in the midst and support Johnnie, like from the side, not necessarily be up there with him. That was not my thing, I did the whole Motown thing when I was young and out there, but I was done with Motown at that time. So I had no idea I was going to revisit Motown. So I didn't want him out there too long by himself.
I hear what you're saying.
Word.
So here's another question I have for you, Lady Debbie. What do you have to say about, as I asked Mr. Toyer, what do you have to say about the generation of today as far as up and coming, music and, especially our youth? I feel like for the older, they pretty much are aware, but what do you pretty much have to say about the youth generation and the music of today?
Well, I think each generation has their own music. My music might not have agreed so much with my parents' music. Nevertheless, I feel as though whatever we do, we should leave a legacy. The legacy today, with the music today, I'm not so sure that I would want my grandchildren singing.
Exactly. Okay.
And so, I really feel people need to be taught what to do. You need to be taught who to look up to. but because everything is so free today, everything is so acceptable. You know, people feel like, well, this is my thing. You know, I do what I want to do. This is my life. But my life will reflect your life. See, I can't do anything I want to do and don't think it's not going to reflect my family. See, we had to respect the next generation and the generation that came before us. So I feel as though they need to be taught and listen to the generation before you. You know, I'm not going to say a whole lot of negative things about what I see because I think it could be changed. So you guys this is your generation, this is your time. And so I feel as though what you do will affect and reflect the generations before you and the generations after you.
Wow, that was an awesome answer. Well, Johnnie, we go to you now. And then after we hear words from you, we're going to have y'all bless us with a selection. But hearing from both Mr. Toyer and Lady Debbie, what do you pretty much have to say as far as the band and show? And what is your goals? And where do you see the band and show going in this next level of life?
Okay. One of the great things about the band and show with Debbie, Toyer, myself, and my daughter is we get to play at some of the greatest venues on the planet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You'll find us on tour. You'll find us in Harrisburg. You'll find us in Florida. You'll find us in Atlanta. You'll find us in. We just got a call today to perform in New York for a VIP celebrity guest 50th birthday party. And one of the great things that we enjoy the most is doing cruises.
Yes.
So we were able to do the Capital Jazz Fest Super Cruise. We've been to Cuba. We've been to all of the islands. We performed with the likes of George Benson, the OJs, Shaka Khan, the Whispers, Joe. I mean, you name it, we've had an opportunity to share the stage with them. That's one of the things we enjoy the most is that our goal is to leave a client extremely ecstatic about having hired Steele4Real. So my personal future goal, which I think is theirs too, is we would love to do cruises.
Cruises.
For the next 10 years. We'd like to be on super cruises. So those of you who are out there, you want the best cruise band ever, because that's what we've been called. I mean, people have walked up to us and said, man, y'all would be great on that cruise we just left. Or I sure wish I'd had y'all on that cruise I was just on.
So when you say cruises, like, are you talking about like Atlantis and
Carnival, Royal Caribbean. Yeah, we've done, and the cruises we've been on have been anywhere from 7 to 9 days. So we're on a cruise ship for a little over a week, and we're performing several times throughout the cruise. We get to meet all of the artists. We get to be backstage with everybody, and we're up until 3 o'clock in the morning jamming and having the time of our life. Yeah. So if you want to know what we want to do for the rest of our life, we could cruise on out of here.
Cruise on out of here?
That's right.
Cruise on, I like.
Oh, and can I say one thing?
Sure.
On, what's the day, Tuesday?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
On Sunday I celebrated my birthday at the Carlisle Club, and my wife gave me the greatest gift that could ever be given to me. She got up at the middle of our halftime, and she presented me with a birthday gift, and it's called the Steele4Real Cruise 2019. So in August of 2019, we're going to sponsor our own cruise, and you're going to hear more information about it. So we're debuting it on your show.
How about that?
Yes. just save me a seat.
I promise you.
Save me. I'll be right there.
We're gonna have a
if
seat
I have
for
to
you.
miss a Koja convention, I'll be there.
And maybe, just maybe, we can do a live version of the Malik show on the cruise.
I would
How about
like
that?
I would like that.
So just letting everybody know, we'll be giving out further details, but we're going to do a Steele4Real's Cruise
absolutely.
2019. Should be around the August, September time frame. So,
And information will be on the Malik show.
There you go.
We'll put it on there.
There you
Just
go.
send it to me. Just send it to me. Well, we are 6 minutes to our show, and this is what I would like in these 6 minutes. I just want to hear some music. But before we have the Steele4Real all together, Lady Debbie, can you just bless us with a sermonic selection, and then we just gonna have the benediction with all of y'all? Because I have definitely, if I'm not mistaken, Mother Ruth Steele's 80th birthday, I believe you had sang a song. If I correct me if I'm wrong. And I heard your voice, and I believe I was sitting across, because I was taking pictures on that occasion, but I was sitting directly across your sister-in-law, Wanda, and I said, oh, yes, that girl can sing. But if you could just give us a little something, and y'all can close us out, I would really appreciate that.
Now, is this a little something you're asking for?
Just bless us with that. You can sing anything, but we just want to hear that beautiful voice.
Okay, and this is my question.
Okay.
Are we? My question is this? I'm doing this with the band. Is this the band thing?
Well, I was going to the band. I was going to the
oh,
band.
You want an
thing.
individual thing?
Well, I want to hear you sing. Then after you finish, then the band can close us out.
Ooh. What did you hear that night? Because I'm not sure what you.
I heard your voice.
I know, but I
enjoyed
I don't know what you heard.
gospel.
Do you know what you heard?
I think the song, if I'm not mistaken, was "His Great Is Thy Faithfulness."
Great is thy faithfulness. I don't sing that. Well, this is one of my favorite songs that I used to sing years ago. I'm not going to do a whole lot.
Okay.
Because in this studio, you all have air, and air closes my voice up.
Okay.
However, one of the songs that blessed me down through the years and has kept me is a faith song. And Vanessa Bell Armstrong used to sing it. And I loved it. It kind of helped me down through the years because I needed to have faith to go through what I went through. So I'm gonna do it. I have the faith that sees the invisible. It expects the incredible, and it receives the impossible. Faith that can conquer anything. Faith that uproots my problems. Faith to know that God can solve them. Faith to vision my freedom. I have faith, and it can conquer anything.
Ooh! I like that. Don't start nothing on this show. Don't start. But I enjoyed that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are 2 minute countdown to our show. But Johnnie Steele and the Steele4Real Band and Show is going to close us out. But join us on the next Malik show. We have Sam Roberts and LA that will be our special guest. Right. And I'll have some juicy hot topics for you. Right. But thank you all for being a part. You all may close the Malik show out. Thank you. I'm Malik D. Shabazz-Sullivan, Johnnie Steele, and Steele4Real Band and Show. The platform is yours.
Malik, we want to say to you, congratulations on a fabulous job on your first show.
Yes.
Steele4Real, we are fans of the Malik show.
Yes.
And we will push your Malik show wherever we go. So you can count on that.
I appreciate
You got
that.
it.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
The floor is yours.
I'll ask Debbie to do a little bit of neither one of us, and we'll just kind of do a little background for it.
It's sad to think we're not gonna make it, and it's gotten to the point where we just can't fake it. For some ungodly reason, we just won't let it die.
Let it die.
I guess neither one of us wants to be the first to say goodbye. And keep wondering, what am I gonna do without you?
Do without you.
And I guess you must be wondering that same thing too. So we go on together, living a life, because neither one of us wants to be the first to say it. Neither one of us wants to be the first to say, woo! Neither one of us wants to be the first to say, farewell, my love, goodbye.